Today's story is horrifying, tragic, and deeply unsettling. The case of a Michigan mother who allegedly beat her own daughter to death, not out of rage or in the heat of the moment, but because she no longer wanted her and wanted to be free to be with a boyfriend. Kylee Clark was only 14 years old when her life was senselessly taken away. She was not only a teenager, but someone who faced additional challenges most of us cannot imagine. Kylee had autism and Cornelia de Lange syndrome, a rare genetic disorder that affects development and communication. These conditions made her one of the most vulnerable people in her world, and tragically, that vulnerability made her a target. Friends and family described Kylee as someone who brought joy to those around her, with a spirit that couldn't be dimmed by her struggles. She loved music, bright colors, and the simple pleasures that make life meaningful. Loved ones say she had a beautiful soul, and she deserved every chance at happiness her condition sometimes denied her. But on July 7th, everything changed. The woman now accused of killing Kylee is 37-year-old Vangie Renee Averhart, Kylee's own mother. What investigators say happened next has stunned not only the Detroit community, but true crime watchers across the world. According to court records and testimony, Averhart didn't want to care for Kylee anymore. Prosecutors allege she made it very clear that she wanted to ditch the girl so she could be with her boyfriend. That statement alone is enough to make anyone pause and ask, how could a mother think that way about her child? On July 7th, Averhart and Kylee were alone in their Detroit home. The details of what exactly happened in those moments are still under investigation, but the outcome was devastating. Her boyfriend, who was later called to testify, said he left them alone for about 10 minutes. When he returned, he found Kylee in distress. He reportedly rushed to help, pulling a piece of food from her mouth and attempting CPR. Paramedics were called and rushed Kylee to the hospital, but she never regained consciousness. Doctors later determined that Kylee had suffered a massive brain bleed due to blunt force trauma, injuries consistent with a severe beating. A child abuse pediatrician testified that it would have taken significant force to inflict the kinds of injuries Kylee sustained. What makes this case particularly chilling is that Averhart allegedly gave multiple different accounts of how her daughter was injured. At different times, she told others that Kylee choked on a sandwich. Then she said it was a banana. These conflicting statements alarmed investigators and raised serious questions. Meanwhile, the boyfriend, who was at the home shortly before Kylee lost her life, denied striking her. He reportedly passed a lie detector test and maintained that he wasn't present at the crucial moment when the injuries were inflicted. Prosecutors brought Averhart before a judge to determine whether there was probable cause to move forward with murder and child abuse charges. The judge found there was, and Averhart now faces a murder trial in connection with her daughter's death. Authorities also revealed that Child Protective Services had investigated Averhart before due to concerns about Kylee's safety. That detail has raised disturbing questions about whether the system could or should have done more to protect Kylee. Kylee's extended family has been devastated. In interviews, relatives described the horror of losing someone so young and the shocking nature of the allegations against her mother. One of her great-uncles recalled trying to obtain custody in the months before the tragedy. He said he was told, "You can have her, I don't want her." Those words, whether spoken out of frustration or malice, underscore the tragic mindset investigators allege was behind the attack. Members of the community have also reacted with disbelief and sorrow. Many have come forward to express how heartbreaking the whole situation is, not only for what was taken from Kylee, but for the questions it raises about parental responsibility, neglect, and how vulnerable children are protected or fail to be protected in times of crisis. As of now, Averhart remains in the Wayne County Jail without bond. Her next court appearance was scheduled for late November, where the prosecution is expected to formally present its case ahead of trial. Her defense attorney has challenged some of the accusations, and in cases like this, we often see a battle between forensic evidence, witness testimony, and conflicting accounts of events. The legal journey ahead is long, and it will play out in public view. This case shocks us because it breaks one of our deepest assumptions that a parent's instinct is to protect, not destroy. Whether motivated by frustration, selfish desire, or something more complex, the alleged actions in this case are every parent's nightmare. But Kylie's story also matters for another reason. It highlights how easily a vulnerable child can slip through the cracks, even when signs of trouble are present. Prior CPS involvement and conflicting accounts suggest warning signs that, in hindsight, might have meant a different outcome. And for too many children like Kylee, childhood doesn't come with the protection it should. We'll be following this case as it unfolds. If you have any updates or related information, share it in the comments below. As always, our hearts go out to Kylee's family, her friends, and everyone affected by this tragedy. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative and you want more real crime news without sensationalism, subscribe and turn on notifications.